Hi everyone, it's Monique from Butterbee Scraps, and you know what? I thought it was time to do an updated room tour. So, a lot has changed. I actually watched the video of my original room tour today, and I noticed it was quite dark, so I have a secret weapon, and you guys are gonna laugh. This is my husband's, like, 20 million candle watt or candle powered light, and look at this thing. Sorry. Look how big it is. It's like 10 inches across, so quite ridiculous, but I'm gonna sling this thing over my shoulder and hopefully we'll have enough light. Sorry, I'm not meaning to make you guys dizzy. So anyways, let's go in. So this is it. The first thing you'll notice if you've looked at my first room tour is that I had a drafting board right inside the door here. That has left because, quite frankly, there's not enough room. And there's my fur baby. So let's see. Oh geez, that's quite bright. Anyways, I'm just going to use that when I think it's required. So right now the video looks pretty good. Let's walk in. And I'm still in the same room. It's a 10 by 10 square room, and we are going to need some light. Anyways, okay, so along this wall, this is just a cheap Walmart shelf that I got, and so I've got a lot in there. The bottom there, those two bins there are full of material. Then I've got some laces and fibers and sewing notions all in there. I have more fibers up here. The rest of this shelf is all beading supplies. The next shelf is just kind of a mishmash. I've got a plastic bin there. It's just got some wooden letters from Walmart that I've yet to alter. It's got my art journal, some small little bins with my eyelets, and embossing folders. Up another shelf, I've got all of those are the Tim Holtz binders. I've got 8 of them now, and I've got one binder of Spellbinders dies. If I go up onto the top of the shelf there, I've just got these bins here. I have wooden stamps in, and they're not completely full yet. These are my Cricut cartridges, and this is just a 12 by 12 bin that's got some projects in it, and this little duck here is actually from my mother-in-law's place, and I just use that as a bin to, you know, as I do projects for Wild Orchid Crafts, I just put the products I use in it, so it's easy for me to pull out and tell you what I used. And the pink bin there is just, it's completely empty right now, so keep moving over. Again, I've got these towers. These towers have got to be 5 feet tall, the 3 of them, and they're just stock full. This far left one is all Wild Orchid Crafts flowers from bottom to top. The middle one here, I've got a variety of things, like I've got all my embossing powders. This is Perfect Pearls. I have stickles and liquid pearls in here, and some smooch. This one here is all my alcohol inks and glitters and stuff like that. Tissue, paper, and stuff like that. I've got one drawer here of stamps that I have to file yet. Bottom drawer is just all 6 by 6 paper pads. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but oh well. And you know, I got a drawer of tags, some of, you know, game pieces and game cards and chipboard pieces, all that kind of stuff there. Now normally this basket wouldn't be there. That basket, actually my mother-in-law passed away in August, and I was fortunate enough to get some things from her house. So that is filled with, you know, doilies and flowers, obviously. You can see them hanging out of the bin, stuff like that, that I found around her place that everybody was happy to give me, so I'm gonna make an album of her soon. Got my stereo there, and this, everybody's seen, this is from, I think it's Harbor Freight hardware store. So all on the bottom, I got all these, what brand are they? They're like metallic paint. They're all the Lumieres. I've got some of these here are great. This is a new thing for me, Metal Effect Color. It's like a paste that looks like a metal, so it adds dimension to my art journaling pages. Have all the Tim Holtz Crackle paints there. Well, not all of them, but most of them. Adhesives and glues. I got some washi tape up there. All the top is, gesso and crackle mediums and stuff like that. Now this here is, that's got doors intentionally. It again is another just a cheap unit from, I think I got it from Canadian Tire. So you can see I've got some completed projects on top, and I am definitely running out of space. And I will open this up for you guys, but I warn you, it is a huge mess inside. So you can see those two shelves are an absolute mess. And that's just got a bunch of items that I plan on altering. Down below is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I got my chipboard down here and books there. I've got all my mold making supplies, my molds there, Fimo there, tiles, and down at the bottom I've got ephemera and stuff that I can use. So if we keep going around, this is one workstation. This desk is pretty much the same as when you last saw my room tour. I haven't painted it or anything yet. I did manage to get a Jetmax, which you can see there. This is just a dirty flour sack towel. And this here's my hot glue gun, and what I did was I took a sheet of that non-stick paper from my Xyron and I taped it to the desk, and it's great because I can just, inevitably your glue gun leaks and it drips on this sheet, but it's easy to clean up and doesn't make a mess. I've stocked up on ink blending tools, so I have one blending tool for 2 inks, and you can see they're all labeled. My ATG gun, which I almost never use, so I don't even know why it's there. This here is a ink pad holder that I built. I used foam board, and Monica, you wanted a close look, so what I've done here is I actually put shelves on the bottom, and those are just drawer pulls from the hardware store. And actually for the shelves I built them like you'd see in a dresser. And I did a lot of carving grooves and stuff so that this would fit together nicely. Like I cut grooves in the edges here for all of the horizontal shelves. Actually they're tilted down at a slight angle, and so they're recessed into the sides here, so it gives a lot of good support. I've got these small pieces in the center. There's actually just holes right through each shelf, and I just weaved this onto all the shelves and put a little bit of glue to glue that in place. I knew I wasn't going to be holding a lot of weight on this shelf, so I didn't worry too much about that. So actually, because this is tilted back, you can see this shelf is shallower at the back than at the front. The bottom shelf, however, is flat and deeper. So I'm just going to put like spare ink blending foam and felt and stuff in there. I have no idea what I'm going to do when my new seasonal stains get here, because that's pretty full up there, but I'll figure it out. This here is my tripod, and I got this tripod extension for recording my videos, and it is great. I can clip my camera in here and it looks straight down on my work. I can adjust how far this arm is out, how far up it is. It's great. So yeah, I just pull it over and record. And like in the first video, I've got all my paper still in there except that bottom drawer, which is unmentionables for tax time. I've got these 12 by 12 bins, which is all projects I've started and haven't worked on in ages, of course. I've got some metal embellishments, grunge board, that there is all paper. I've got some drawers with tools, adhesives. Because I quite often sit at this desk here, this is arm reach, very easy to get at when I'm sitting down, so it's a great place to have all my adhesives and, you know, smaller tools and stuff that I might need. This drawer is a bunch of metal. I've gotten a bunch of cut up beer cans and aluminum tape and that kind of thing in there. This is just homemade papers and stuff I don't use very often. I've got alphabet stickers and stuff again that I don't use very often, and I've got some chalks up there. So now this is another change from the first room tour. Let me move the chair out of the way. I have moved the computer out of here and I have made this into a die cutting station. So you can see my Big Shot there, and you can see a bunch of alterations dies there. Yeah, this drawer is just covered with molds that I'm in the process of making. So I used to have my dies in these thin or these narrow bins, but I do have some. I've got my on the edge, my movers and shapers, because otherwise it's just a mess on the desk. But I like the way this is set up because I can read all the names of the different dies. And these 4 bins here are filled with metal, almost all metal. There's a couple of drawers of, you know, embroidery thread, and I think I've got 1, maybe 2 of some pearl beads, but the rest of this, excuse me, the rest of this is all metal, so I don't even want to begin to think how heavy this is. But I got all my Tim Holtz stuff. Everything's organized in these bins, and I kind of know what's where and that kind of thing, so I know, well, I use it all the time, so I wanted to keep those at arm's length. I've got some shelves up here just displaying some of my completed projects. I've got a dress form there with a bunch of charms that I've made and also from swaps. This here is another foam board shelving unit that I created for all my Lindy's sprays. So, and again, these are all tilted backwards slightly. I have Perfect Pearls Mist all on the top, and I've run out of space in there, so I've got these Delusion sprays, which I thought I would never own, but absolutely love. Those there, and these are I've got the flat Fabios, and this one here is this set. What is it? It's a saltwater taffy. I forget what set it is. It's one of their more recent sets that has only a slight amount of shimmer in it. I guess I didn't mention that. That's just filled with bubble wrap because, I mean, I don't have enough dies to fill both of those. That, well, is just ridiculous. But I've got a few, you can see the Tim Holtz case there. I've got a few products set aside for a project that I'm working on, so that's that. This here, I set up my Cricut, and this here's, I've got my Gypsy in this little purse and my Distress It All. I actually don't use this very often, but at least it's out and easy to get to now instead of, well, it was kind of lived on the floor for a while. This top drawer, I've got just bags, both plastic and paper. And I've got a bunch of different size envelopes there. The bottom drawer is just junk that's not scrapbooking stuff. So this here's my closet. The same cube shelf is in there. I've got a basket of paint supplies there. I got a lot of crocheted flowers and stuff in these other bins. And you can see I've got some cubbies that just have some completed projects, both from swaps and stuff that I've created. I've got my bling and brads and stuff there, my Xyrons. This is my melting pot and Udi. Got jars of flowers back there, feathers, that kind of thing. And these baskets again are more flowers. Just a bunch of misplaced crap. So the last place I want to show you is behind the door. So let me close the door. And this I know was very difficult to see in my first video and has basically remained unchanged. There we go. That works a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to my previous room tour down below, and in that video I've got the description of where I got the instructions on how to do this. So these are just towel bars from Walmart, but it'd be way cheaper if you could actually buy them from IKEA, because, well, they're just way cheaper. But anyways, I've got a variety of punches there that I almost never use. And then this here is just a shoe rack with the clear pockets in the back of the door, so you can see I have all my We Are Memory Keepers, my Big Bite, corner chompers, and that kind of thing, and some of the other punches and stuff that won't actually hang on the racks there. So anyway, that's a complete tour of my room. I hope you guys like it. This is about as clean as it has been in a very long time. So yeah, hopefully it'll last, but I know. Get a project going and there's stuff everywhere, floor, everything. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, just write a comment. I'll respond to all your questions, and although I may not respond to every comment, I do read everything that you guys send me. So thank you so much for watching and have a great night.